This conference will now be recorded.
So, welcome back, everyone. I hope you have thought about what can be done in order to ensure that the ATM would have amount when the customer goes in to withdraw the money. Uh, and again, there isn't any one specific solution which is going to be the only solution. There could be multiple ways of getting it done, and you might have your own approach. It's totally fine. Okay, so I will be rather discussing about one probable approach which can be used. Okay, so here I hope you got the problem statement already, that we are like looking at making it sure that when the customer uses the app at the home. I am the customer, for example. I open the app, I log in, I mention that I want to withdraw around, say, 20,000 rupees, and then I receive a pin saying 4582 is your pin. Go to the ATM and withdraw the money. So when I, as a customer, go to the Citibank ATM to withdraw the money, I should be able to receive the money. That is what you need to assure to me as a customer. How would you do it? So as I said, there are multiple things that are possible, like for example, again, let's say that it's 10 a.m. in the morning on a Saturday, that I'm at my home, and I think that, okay, I should go to the ATM to withdraw the money, but let me raise this request right away. So at 10 a.m. in the morning, I raise a request to Citibank through the app that I want to withdraw 20,000 rupees, and I might go to the ATM, maybe at 5 p.m. in the evening. And I might be going to any of the 4 or 5 ATMs which are nearby from my location. So whichever ATM I go, you should promise that yes, I would receive the money. You, in the sense, the bank, Citibank, should be promising that. So how do you do that? The problem here is between 10 a.m. when the request is at Citibank until 5 p.m. In 7 hours are there in between. So in these 7 hours, in these four specific ATMs, one of which I might be going to withdraw the money, all of these four ATMs might be, there will be some 10 or 20 or 30 or 40 customers who would have withdrawn the money. So there is a high probability that the specific ATM which I'm going to visit to get the money might run out of cash. So how do you fix this issue? So here now comes one more factor that you need to fix. What do I mean by fixing? So for example, in the app, you're asking the customer to specifically mention how much amount the customer wants to withdraw, right? So you're asking the customer to mention, and based on that, you're checking if the customer has that much amount in the account, and then is it within the withdrawable limit per day and all those things. Okay, let me mention that also. Amount entered should be less than the amount allowed to withdraw per day, and should be in multiples of 100. And maybe one more condition is amount should be less than the available amount within the account to withdraw. So two parameters here. One is you need to have that much amount in your account first to be able to withdraw that amount. Second is per day, whatever limit is there, your amount to withdraw should be less than that. And of course, third point is it should be in multiples of 100. These are the three conditions. So what you're doing, you're asking the customer to mention the amount. So you're fixing, okay, the amount that the customer wants to withdraw. Similarly, can you fix the ATM center which the customer wants to go and withdraw the money from? If you do that, actually you're trying to solve the problem to a very great extent. What I mean to say is, in the example that I picked up just now, I said like on a Saturday at 10 a.m. in the morning, I have mentioned that I want to withdraw 20,000 rupees. So here, from my location, if there are four specific Citibank ATMs which are nearby, okay, now if I as a customer will also inform Citibank that out of these, ATM 1, ATM 2, ATM 3, ATM 4, I would be going to ATM 3 to withdraw the money. If I give this, you know, uh, information to Citibank, what Citibank will have to do right now? It has to, at the back end, it has to make that call to this ATM to identify how much amount is there, and then give me the confirmation that I can withdraw the money. It makes things easy for Citibank in this case, right? to assure that I, as a customer, Ranjit, when he goes to this particular ATM, will get the money. Correct? So that is what we are going to do right now. So where is that flow which we were looking into? This was a flow, right? This we discussed only about, login credentials, how you're going to create for the first time, second time, and all those things. But in continuation to it, what you're doing is you are so customer, the initial steps are still as it is, downloading, installing internet bank credentials, second, alternate login options of fingerprint authentication, face ID, and what was the other one? The generating a PIN for login. These are there as it is. After that, what happens? Customer enters the amount to withdraw. You do the validation for that. Validate if the entered amount is allowed to be withdrawn. Okay. After this, what happens? Now what you're doing is customer enters the ATM, what do you call it? ATM center details from where the money would be withdrawn. Okay. So what are you doing here? You're saying you are making the customer to enter the ATM center details from where the money would be withdrawn. Fair enough. This, does it really solve the problem entirely? Now again, that is the next question that should come to your mind. Okay, fine, Ranjit, you want to withdraw money on a Saturday, and in morning 10 a.m. you have mentioned the amount that you want to withdraw, and you have mentioned that you want to go to ATM center 3 to withdraw the money. So you have selected the ATM center also. Now the next question is, how does Ranjit know which ATM center to select? Valid point. You get what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, I just want to withdraw money. I might have one particular ATM center in my mind, but how will the bank know to display exactly that? Or am I entering the address details of that ATM center where I want to go and withdraw the money? Do you really remember the exact building, street name, and all of that particular ATM center where you go to withdraw the money? We usually don't remember that, right? Unless until it's in a mall or a major shopping center. You might not remember the exact address details. So how do you, and do you expect the customer to enter the address details and all? That doesn't make sense, right? So how do you do this? How do you get the specific ATM center details from the customer? Pretty easy. Think about it. So whenever you're making a selection of a food restaurant, how do? You search for the restaurant and then it comes, right? What if you mention the name of a particular food restaurant name? If there are multiple locations, what happens? It shows all the locations and you select one of those locations, right? In your food delivery app and all. Can something like that be done here? But still, you're expecting the customer to enter the details, which may not be the right way. So, what do you think should be done? Okay, let me give you an option over here. So, what I would say is that create a new window and let me go to. Okay, pardon all these Arabic language because currently I'm based out of Dubai, so it shows the local thing, but I should be able to change the language. Where is that option? No, not this one. Just give me a minute. I'm just trying to make sure that it all works well. Need not log in right now. Still it shows in Arabic, huh? No, it's in English right now. Okay, fine. So what's happening right now is it shows me the details like this. Now let's say that, let's pick up, which is pretty much well known. So this is where you have your Burj Khalifa, this one. Okay, anyways, so let's say that this is the location where I'm based out of. Okay, so let's say this is how it works, that when I enter the amount to withdraw in the app, and then a screen comes up which shows the current location of where I'm staying, and also shows the specific spots where the ATM is located of Citibank. Okay, and that will give me an idea that okay, these are the nearest ATMs nearby me, and from which I can select the one where I want to go and withdraw the amount. What do I mean by that? Now again, let me open Draw.io. Hmm. Just give me a minute. I'll explain what I'm doing actually. Just trying to put it across. Okay. Oh, it's become quite big. Fine. What I'm trying to do is to give you an idea of how it could look if you create a wireframe. In fact, I would really love if you would create wireframes for the entire journey, because that gives you the idea about the efforts that go into clarifying the requirements. Because sometimes some points which you feel that it is already clear by looking at it in the Word document, when you start putting screens for it, you'll realize that okay, this point is not yet clear, I think more information is needed. And then you think more about it, then you ask the right questions to stakeholders, then you get the clarity, then you think of the other scenarios possible. So that and all will happen when you put in the required amount of effort. So please do it. Okay, now this is what I'm doing to just give you an idea of how it might work. Okay, let's say that this is how it looks like. You have created a video, sorry, you have created a wireframe to just coming like this. Okay, I'll do it like this. Okay, so what is happening is finally after selecting the amount to withdraw, you have selected the amount, it has done the validation, and it has said like okay, now it opens the map in your app itself and says okay, these are the specific spots where you have your city ATMs. How do you show that? Let me select pen. Okay, this is one. Just randomly I'm picking it up for the sake of discussion for now. Okay, so let's say that these three are the locations which the app shows to the customer, saying that these three are the locations where you have the city ATMs. Which of these do you want to go and withdraw money from? Okay, now that makes work for me as a customer very easy, because I'm told that okay, I might be new to this city, I might be new to a place where I'm trying to withdraw the money. Need not be that I always do it from my home or from office itself, right? So maybe I'm at a friend's place, I don't know which are the nearest city ATMs, whereas when I open the app, enter the amount, next it opens up this screen and it shows that okay, these are the three locations where you have the ATM. You can pick up any of these three options to withdraw the money. And let's say that I have selected this. Okay, when I select this, what is happening here is at the back end in the app, there should be some calculation happening if this ATM has enough cash, so that when I go to withdraw the money, I will be provided the money or not. Let's say that for example, I mentioned I want to withdraw 20,000, right? Let's say this particular ATM has 2 lakhs cash in it right now. Okay, we are getting into the details which makes you appreciate the amount of planning that has to go into it. So let's say that ATM 2 has been selected. Okay, and this ATM as of 10 a.m. on the specified date has cash of rupees 2 lakh. Okay, for those who are from non-Indian context, 2 lakhs would be what? 0.2 million? Yes, zero point 0.2 million. Okay, so we're talking about 0.2 million cash being there in the ATM. Okay, now this isn't at 10 a.m. Now a customer goes to withdraw money at 5 p.m. Now there is a gap of 7 hours. In these 7 hours, how will Citibank ensure that your 20,000 is safe and not withdrawn by any customer? Because in between these 7 hours, 7 hours is from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Okay, let's say that around 30 customers have withdrawn money from this ATM too. Possible, right? On a, let's say it's a weekend, Saturday's a weekend, right? Of course. So 30 customers have gone to that particular ATM center and have withdrawn the money. Now these 30 customers, maybe each of them, if they withdraw even if they withdraw around say 5,000 each on an average, how much it would turn out to be? 30 into 5 becomes 1.5 lakh. So still you are left with around 50,000 in the ATM center. But what if everyone wanted to withdraw 6,000 on an average each? Around 6,000 withdrawn by 30 customers would be 1.8 lakh. And let's say that I wanted to withdraw, I didn't mention that point here. Customer raises a request through the app to withdraw 30,000. Okay, not 20,000. So now what has happened here is 1.8 lakh is gone out of 2 lakh, left is 20,000, but customer wants to withdraw 30,000 and customer has raised the request at 10 a.m. in the morning. And you're talking about the point of time being 5 p.m., right? So how do you ensure that this 30,000 is still retained so that this customer, when he comes to the ATM, will be able to withdraw the money? So here comes one more point of, you know, at the back end, uh, you know, perform checks, so many typos, perform checks at the ATM to find the amount present and withhold, or or block the amount that the customer wants to withdraw. What does it mention? So what I'm saying is rupees 2 lakh is there right now. In that, you should be blocking 30,000 rupees. Okay, 30,000, because customer has raised a request for it already. So when these 30,000 is blocked, available amount for normal withdrawals, okay, is rupees 2 lakh minus rupees 30k. Okay, and that would be 1.7k. So if I go as a normal customer to withdraw the money, once the 1.7 lakh amount is withdrawn already by the earlier customers, I will not be able to withdraw the money as a normal customer. But when the customer who has raised a request already goes, he will be able to withdraw the money. So you're giving that sort of a special privilege to the customer who has raised the request through the app, because this customer has already expressed the intent that I want to withdraw this much amount. Okay, now again the next point comes. Okay, you have blocked the amount, you did not give this to any other customer, you are blocking it only for this customer who's raised the request. The customer who has raised has not gone to the ATM to withdraw the money, then what should happen? So there should also be a release mechanism, which means that you will not block this 30,000 rupees forever in that ATM center. Okay, you will block it only for maybe around maximum. How much time can we put it? Shall we say 10 hours, 12 hours? Let's say 10 hours. Okay, so release the blocked amount if the customer has not withdrawn the cash within 10 hours of raising the request, right? So now slowly you're understanding how much of uh, you know thought process has to go into building a very simple application. Also, if you see, the only functionality that is going to be built into this app is to allow customer to withdraw the money. That's it. You're not talking about any other financial services. But even for that, you have looked into how login methods have to be discussed. You have looked into what validations have to be done to allow the customer to enter the right amount. You have seen how you have to integrate with Google Maps. You know, when you want, again, okay, a right point got reminded to me about integrating with Google Maps. So you have to integrate with Google Maps to show the locations. You have to do the calculation of how much cash is available in those ATMs to show those ATMs. Okay, that also I'll talk about color coding right now. Um and then you have to make a sort of a job running at the back end to ensure that the amount is blocked and then released after that time period is over. So a lot of these things happen. Even a seemingly very simple process has a lot of technical detailing and all the information that will be calculated at the back end to make it work seamlessly for the end customer. And why are you doing these things? In a happy path, nothing goes wrong. If you talk about a happy path is what? As a customer, I raise a request, I mention this much amount, I go to the ATM, I pick the money. That's it. Over, simple, no problem. But you need to talk about scenarios where amount may not be possible to be there. You need to mention about scenario where the customer has entered amount which is more than the available amount. You need to talk about a scenario where there is no ATM. I'll talk about that also right now. Okay, so all of these things, when you plan and when you put the right checks and balances into your application, that makes it a very efficient application which can run smoothly for a long time. Okay, so that's the process. Of course, I got reminded of talking about the integration, and then that in turn leads to permissions. And then I need to talk about the color coding. I need to talk about scenario of no ATM available. So we'll discuss about these things in the next segment. Okay, I hope it is clear to you. Just in case if there is anything which lacks clarity, then do approach me and put forth your queries, and definitely I'll try to close it. But the point is, I want you guys to spend enough time on documenting, creating wireframes, and then after that, we will also look into having to, work on a sample BRD document. And once that is done, you can also look into the test cases. See, because these are the basic things. No matter which project you talk about, which company you land in as a business analyst, requirement gathering is a must. Okay, even if it's a data related project, even if it's a technical upgrade related project, you need to capture the basic details, basic requirements. So requirement gathering is what you're doing right now based on what you're looking at the discussion. Second thing is documenting. That is must. Wireframes, prototypes may be more required in a user interface related projects, not in other projects, but still it's a good practice for you. You will get to know how you can really put something in a visual format, not something just in a bullet points and all. And finally, test cases that helps you to manage the testing activities better. Okay, I hope we are clear till here. As I said, you can approach me if any queries anywhere. We will continue this discussion in the next segment. Okay, thanks everyone.